Hey, I decided to wear my Harry Potter glasses, my Harry Potter hood. I was thinking about very often I get together with some close friends and we discuss which houses we're in, which house we think that we should be in, and get the opinion of others of which house they think that we would be in. And it's interesting, it's like, why aren't I in Gryffindor? I feel like I'm a Gryffindor, but somebody else told me I'm a Ravenclaw. It's interesting. And I think I bring up this topic because this is a topic about blind spots and blocks that we have and why others can see them so clearly, but we can't see them on ourselves. And I feel like so often I've seen so many people that are such great potential and such great value. And I find this little piece it's just like the tiniest little piece of them, just like a fragment of who they are, that is the block to what they want, what they truly desire, and what they truly want. And the interesting thing is that they can't see it. And because I know that about others, I know that about myself, right? I know that about myself, that I must have blind spots and blocks as well. That you have a vision of who you want to be and where you want to be and how you want to be perceived, but others are seeing you in a different way, and you can't reconcile that. That's like there's some kind of cognitive dissonance there. And so why is that? Why is that there are these blind spots, and what do we do about them if we really want to truly actualize ourselves to our highest potential? That's the question. This is something that I've been that I've been pondering, and it's a new piece of information that I'm trying to integrate, and because I'm working through it myself. That's why I bring up the Harry Potter house. It's interesting how other people perceive you in a different way than you may perceive yourself or want to be perceived. That's one essence of it. And then another thing is, I've noticed very often that people will stop. They'll quit. They'll end right before they're about to actualize what they want to create. Right before it. I've seen it happen time and time and time again. It's so odd. So I guess the thing that I don't even know where I'm going with this conversation. So I'm just going to try to channel information regarding it. One thing I know is I find a lot of information in the different things that I practice. And one of the things that I personally have practiced for a very long time is yoga on a very high athletic level style of yoga, where a lot of people are going these days. It's more of a I guess more of a gymnastic level of yoga with, hand balancing, hand standing, arm balancing, extreme, flexibility, some contortionism and things like that. And the thing, even though there's a very egoic level to it for sure that gets you very high and very happy, there's a much deeper, more subtle effect of it. And that is discovering yourself and discovering your deepest parts about yourself and where your limitations are and where your blind spots are. It's so interesting. It's so fascinating, as a teacher, for me to see where people begin to plateau. And because of their blind spots, one thing is that people very often want to stick in comfort, right? So in their comfort zone. So if they're good at one thing, they'll stick with that one thing and they'll practice that one thing that they've accomplished. Um, Yet they have a desire to move forward into something that they haven't achieved yet or haven't accomplished yet. But there's a block. There might be a block there, and it's usually fear. Okay, and it's like, what is the fear telling you? And I think what it is the fear is telling you, I'm not capable. I can't do it. I'm not capable. I'm not, maybe another language piece would be, I'm not worthy. I'm frightened. I'm scared. I'm not willing to do the work that's required, whether it's strength or flexibility, whatever it is. But there's this constant persistence, resistance piece that's going on, and it's calling you. It's saying, you need to do this to ascend to the next level. You must do this. And then the comfort zone says, come back to me. Come back and just do the great back bends that you do. You don't want a handstand. It's dangerous. You might fall. You might get hurt, right? You're not strong enough. You're not flexible enough. You're not young enough. I don't know. What does it say? And I think this is the thing with our blind spots, is that we want to retreat into the comfort zone, and because the comfort is the known, right? The other place, the place of growth, is the place of unknown. Yes, but I think beyond that too is there's something more than that to it, and I want to go to worth. There's something about worth in there that says you can't. You're not capable. And at some point, you have to just take action. Okay. I think the solution is action, honestly. And even when you're not ready, because we always think we have to get everything together to be perfectly ready. I'm going to have to do more drills to make myself stronger. And I'm using yoga as a metaphor, clearly. There's, other activities people do, whether you're a boxer or a weightlifter or whatever, where there's these places where you meet this space where you want to go beyond, but there's a story there, and it's connected to fear and lack, fear and not enoughness. And so these are the blind spots. Okay. These are the things that other people can see. Isn't that funny how we're all such experts on other people's blind spots and other people's blocks? So crazy. It's like the vista view, whatever they say about the forest for the trees. You can't see the forest because there's so many trees, right? Because you're inside the trees. So what does it take to see our own blind spots and our own blocks so we can ascend to the next level? I don't know the answer. I'm asking you. And I think one is recognizing that it's coupled in fear and unworthiness, I believe, and discomfort. And then another piece is, so once we have an awareness, okay, here's how we have an awareness. If you want something and you've been trying for something and you're still not getting it, you need to start, let's not use the word need because it sounds so pejorative. Let's suggest that you could start asking to look what that's about. One thing, for example, for me, I was looking at, okay, I have two answers. One is the action piece, to take action when you're not ready, like me doing these videos. I've made a decision. I'm pushing through and past resistance, and I'm starting when I'm not ready, okay? And I am ready, or I'm not ready. It doesn't matter. The action of the experience is the important part. Okay. So that's one resolution to this dilemma of the blind spots. The other piece I feel is discipline. Discipline to me is related to practice. So to keep going back, keep going back, keep going back, keep going back, and practicing, and keep learning, and keep looking, and keep exploring, and being like in the process, like just going into for the process of it, just the practice, the process. A lot of us will stop because we're only focused on the end, right? Only on the goal. And when you don't achieve it, it's like, there's no satisfaction. But instead, being in the process and being disciplined to keep choosing to go back to the process. And I feel discipline means the notion of discipline is about going into something that there's resistance there. There's either fear resistance or discomfort resistance. So, a lot of us, we feel like, oh God, it would be so great if we worked out. But there's resistance because we have this meaning applied to working out because it's uncomfortable. There's discomfort there. Okay? You could label it pain, and any level of pain that you want to label it. Okay? It depends on what you want to label it. Or you can label it joy and growth and power, It's those things too, okay? And it's okay to call it pain and discomfort and just be okay with that, non-resistant to those things, because those are positive things in this application that I'm talking about. So, blind spots and blocks. What are yours? How can you discover what they are? Noticing where you're not getting what you are wanting. Another piece with that too, a very subtle piece that I was just about to get to, but I got a little down the rabbit hole, was that, for example, I was looking for a community of people that are in the same mind space that I am, doing podcasts, doing YouTube, writing, published authors that are writing about personal empowerment, personal growth, mind states, flow states, neurobiology, science related to this, health, wellness, optimal behavior, optimal action, optimal human beings. But I think there was a subtlety of focusing on the lack of not having that community. So my energy was going towards the lack. And, if you've read, the Napoleon Hill books about law of attraction, there's a subtlety where when you're focused on, like, even when people pray and ask, sometimes people pray and ask from the feeling of lack. And so you get more of that instead of just visualizing what it would look like and being in the state of knowing that you're deserving of that and capable of that. See, there's a little piece there. There's a little subtle blind spot piece of worth. Am I worthy of having that community? There's the blind spot right there. Am I worthy? And then there's the fear that's in the fear box. And so you'll feel those sensations of fear. So having that awareness too, where you're focusing from the state of lack. Okay, blind spots and blocks. Why other people can see it clearly, why you can't see it clearly. Start investigating that. Start noticing the subtlety of your blind spots from where you're not being able to create and manifest what you want. I'm Allison Angeles from the Silicon Sanctuary podcast and Allison Angeles on Instagram. You can DM me. Please subscribe, hit the bell, share, do all that good stuff. And let me know in any comment form or direct message me about other things you'd like to discuss.